Welcome to the latest edition of On The Bit, your weekly review of the weekend's racing. I'm Dave from Dream Thoroughbreds and this is Lenny from Bluegrass Bloodstock. How are you, Lenny?
Very good, Dave.
We had a bit of a fill-up last week. We had 5 winners from 9 selections, so the followers of On The Bit have got plenty in their pockets. We had Ocean Park, Shootout, Florets, and It's a Done Deal, and your special, your value bet Lopov, Lenny,
Lopov got up.
saluted at $6. So that topped off a great night on the Saturday night. This week we're coming to you from Moonee Valley, the venue of this week's Friday night's action, tonight's action, and we've got the Group 2 Moya Stakes to start off with. And who do you like in the Moya Stakes, Lenny?
Standout for me, On The Bit, Buffering. He's got form around the best horses in Australia in Haylist and Black Caviar. He's run second in a Newmarket to Haylist. He ran third in a William Reid here, which is a Group 1 behind Foxwedge and Haylist. He's won 4 or 5 fresh. Handles wet or dry. He's drawn the 2. He should just lead and dominate, and I think he just wins. I think apart from him in the race, Tiger Tease, just watch out for him. He's a winner. He's won 9 of 13. The only query is Melbourne Way, first time, but Joe Pride's a great trainer, and I'm sure he would have worked him this way a few times. So
yeah, he's a nice horse. One word for me, Buffering, On The Bit. Standout for mine, barrier 2, Hugh Bowman gets a soft lead. I don't actually think there's a lot of pace in this. I don't think they'll take him on early. Probably run his first 636, come home in 33. They won't catch him. Buffering, On The Bit for mine. Nothing else to say. Sunday, we go to the Group 1 for the weekend. Sunday is the Rupert Clark Stakes at Caulfield, and tough race. Who do you like, Lenny?
Very hard race, a host of chances, barriers, the weather, it's all going to play a part. I've settled with the Colin Alderson train, That's a One. He was a really nice 3-year-old. He's come back, ran a slashing race first up. He ran 4th here, was 9th at the 400, never got a look at them. Goes great second up. He's got Craig Williams on, he's drawn well, 52 on his back. I think this is his time to step up. It's not a vintage Group 1 in my mind.
No, it's not.
I think the other horse that you have to include is Pinwheel. He's a seasoned campaigner. He's got a great record, Caulfield, distance. And this time in, he's won both starts, beating Dane Lee and Secret Admirer, so he's in form. Consistent
horse, it's a tough edition of the Rupert Clark, this one. I'm really keen on Moment of Change in this. He's drawn a bad barrier, but I think he'll probably shoot out because I don't think there's an extra lot of pace in this race either early. So I think he's able to shoot out, get across, and then I think Luke Nolan will actually probably steady up on him. He's got a long, sharp sprint, this guy, so he can sort of maintain his sprint. So I think at the top of the straight, if he sort of hit the lead or he's near he'll be in the sort of the first bunch, about 1st to 3rd. When he hits the lead, I think he'll be very hard to run down. So for mine, with 52 on his back, I think he's right up to there in the 1400, and he's won the 1400 at Caulfield. His main danger for me is We're Gonna Rock. Really improved since he's been gelded a couple of campaigns ago. He won the Bobby Lewis at his last start, which is a great lead up for this race. History has shown that. He was beaten by More Joyous in the Group 1 Toorak at Caulfield, so he's got good form at this track. He loves dry tracks, so it is key that
isn't it?
If it doesn't rain, that's the only thing. I don't think there's going to be a huge amount of rain, so I think it'll still maintain, be a fairly dry track, and he'll be finishing hard. So he looks the Quinella horse for mine, but as you can see from the tips, it's a very open race. Stable news, Lenny. What stable news have you got for this week?
Stable news, just to cap off from last week, Lopov winning the Kalgoorlie Cup. That was a great effort. He brained them, and onwards and upwards for him. Like Perth Cup in his sights, he's got a great trainer, Adam Durant. So pretty stoked about the way he went. And we got a horse that Bluegrass Bloodstock assisted in the selection with Neil Walsh, Zuma Rock. Either be running on Saturday at Mornington or Caulfield Monday. He's entered for both. Needs a dry track, but he's a promising horse. He won a $100,000 race here at the Valley.
He did, it was a good win. Lopov, everyone who was on him, he just ranged up at the turn and just bolted away. Daniel Stake, is it, or Stack, who was riding him, was up in the irons about 50 metres to go. It was good to watch. I watched the replay a few times. We have a few horses running this week. We've got Flirtatious running at Geelong in a Fillies and Mares race over 1200, race 8 at Geelong today. She's drawn very wide. She got a bug since her last start, so she may be a little bit underdone. That might be the only concern with her, but it's not a very long, very strong race. She'll probably go back from the barrier, and I expect her to show improvement and run on pretty hard. She can win it if she was at her top, so don't let her get under your guard. Then we're straight to Moonee Valley for race 1, right here to see Chosen Moment run tonight. He's running in a $100,000 3-year-old race over 1200 metres. He's drawn barrier 1, which is a little concern because he'll go back from the barrier. And you know, if they from the barrier 1 at Moonee Valley, if the leaders sort of fold on you, that you can get caught behind them. So he needs to get out off the fence before the turn. But he's got a good finish, and we do think he's good enough to at least be in the money here. So yeah, Chose, he's $14 on fixed odds, so it's a nice price at the moment. And finally, Fruling gets a run in the JRA Cup. Finally. Finally, everyone's been waiting for him to get a run. It's over 2,000 metres. It is a very large step up in class for him, so be wary. He's $6 on fixed odds. To be honest, I think that's a bit light. He needs to be double figures for mine. But he's a very progressive staying type. This isn't his grand final. He will improve off the back of this, but if he gets off again, he's drawn an inside barrier. If he gets off the fence about the 800 and starts rolling into it, his last 200 will be his best part of the race. So yeah, Fruling tonight at race 8, that is. So value bets, Lenny. What's your value bets for the weekend?
I like a horse at Caulfield on Monday called Armour Rock.
Yep.
Basically, he's always shown promise since a young horse. Resumed with a really good second. A lot of positives about this horse. Glenn Bosson goes good second up.
Yep.
And you just settle behind the speed from the gate, and I think he'll be a really good bet at the price.
Yep. Well, funny enough, mate, my value bet's in the same race. I'm going for race 7, number 5 at Caulfield on Monday, Essington. He previously raced in Queensland in the previous campaigns. He's been transferred to the Jason Warren stable. He was desperately unlucky here at Moonee Valley first up. He was just behind a wall of horses, couldn't get a run. He actually goes better second up. He loves a dry track. Again, the weather is important. He needs it to be dry. He's second up. He really improves. I think he'll be finishing over the top of him the last 200 metres. He will get back and then flash home. And he's $15 on the fixed odds at the moment. I really like this horse each way in a very open race, but I really love to see Essington come over the top, and I expect Armour Rock to be a bit of a danger, so I'd rove around them in the Quinellas as well. Now for our on the bit specials for the weekend, and who's your on the bit special, Lenny?
Going to the Valley, Snitsum for me. Great short course sprinter, 9:55, won 2 or 3 here. Resumed in the Ian McEwen, drew a 7, had to work across and ran a cracking race to hold on for 3rd. Second up, he's won before, and I think that'll really tighten him up. I don't think they'll be able to lead him. I think they'll be chasing his tail.
Yeah. There's, I agree with that too. I think Snitsum's very hard to beat. I think there's a lot of good things over the weekend, but I've picked one out on Sunday at Caulfield as well. Race 2, number 3, Shadow Margot in a mares event over 1800. This 4-year-old mare is 3rd up now. She's been building up. She ran 3rd in the Stock Stakes last start, which was a very strong race. She drops back in grade here, racing on a home track at Caulfield. Looks like the 1800 will suit her right to the ground. She's on the bit for mine, and she's my banker. She's my banker for the weekend, banker for Sunday anyway, at least. So get on Shadow Margot. Our off the bit lays of the weekend. We've been very good with these over the last couple of weeks. I laid Commanding Jewel, and you laid Sincero on the weekend. And the method behind these is that you just leave them out of your quaddies and anything you're going around them, because these are the ones we're telling you can't win for the weekend. So who's your off the bit lay for the weekend, Lenny?
I actually found it pretty tough this weekend. A lot of shorties. I've come up with Cabayan simply because he's come up so short.
Yeah.
And I think there's a couple other horses in that race that are better chances than him.
Yep.
Albrecht for one. And also think he's looking for a bit more ground, and he was a touch disappointing in the Golden Rose, and the horses only won a maiden at Wyong. So basically there's a big spruik on him, and I think Gay Waterhouse has a lot to do with that.
Yeah, absolutely. My off the bit lay for the weekend is Cabayan. Can't win. $2.05. Albrecht went past it like it was standing still last start, and Albrecht's second favourite. Albrecht's a moral in that race. Cabayan, yeah, trained by Gay Waterhouse. I don't know why people get these spruiks on Gay Waterhouse horses. He's no Piero. Lay him all day long, Cabayan. So leave him out of everything. It's a skinny race in that Stanfrost Stakes in Sydney, so I do think he may be looking for more ground too. He's actually out of a Don Eduardo mare, so I'm expecting he will be sort of a type that'll get to 2,000, but not over 1,400. Lay him all day long. So thanks very much, and happy punting for the weekend, Lenny. It's a big weekend of punting.
Great weekend of punting. Good luck with all the horses running, Dave.
Absolutely. Good luck to everyone out there, and I hope you get a fill up like you did last week. Following this week's edition, we'll give you our upcoming events with Sean Wallace from Group 1 Racing. Bit delayed from last week, but we've got the Racing for the Future Caulfield Guineas Business Luncheon coming up in a couple of weeks' time, and Sean will join me with a bit of information on that event. Thanks very much. See you later. I'm joined by a special guest this week, Sean Wallace from Group 1 Racing Events. How are you, Sean?
Fantastic, David. Thanks for inviting me along.
No problems. Sean's got Group 1 Racing Events, and they've got their Racing for the Future Caulfield Guineas Luncheon on Friday the 12th of October. So what have you got in store for everyone, Sean?
Mate, we've got a great day planned. Looking forward to taking in, obviously, the 3-year-old superstar race of the spring, and really launches the whole spring carnival. We've got Nashua Willa, who's going to be aboard at this stage, the hot favourite in Piero. Yep. So he'll give us a good indication on, I guess, Piero winning the next day, and also current Cox Plate favourite.
Yeah. And what can people, how much are the tickets, and what's involved?
Mate, we've still got some tables left, so they can actually contact yourself, Dream Thoroughbreds, or they can go through the Group 1 events.com.au website. Tickets are $160, and tables are $960.
Yeah, absolutely. And you've got Nashua Willa, Peter Moody?
Peter Moody. We've also got, obviously, the superstar trainer, Peter Moody. So we look forward to having a chat to Pete. He's obviously no Black Caviar this spring, but I'm sure he's going to be amongst the Group 1 prize monies. You should have a runner. What about the host, and any sort of tipping guest for us? We've got Racetrack Ralphie, so I'm sure he'll keep the boys on the toes. We've got a couple of, we've got some entertainment. We've got the Nelson Twins, so a little bit of light-hearted comedy. We've got a charity auction on the day, which the funds contribute to the National Jockeys Trust. You know, we've got trivia competitions, raffles. You know, it's a great day to come along and get involved, you know, with a bit of racing conversation. And how long does the function go for? Yeah, so it's out at Caulfield Racecourse, and we're overlooking the winning post on the promenade. So we've got a great venue. 12:30 kicks off, and finishes at 4:30 officially, but I'm sure there'll be a few punters that will kick on for a drink. So it sounds like you don't worry about going back to work that afternoon. The Friday before Caulfield Guineas, 12th of October, Dream Thoroughbreds is one of the sponsors of that event, one of the partners for Group 1 Racing. Tickets are $160. If you're an owner with Dream Thoroughbreds, we're actually giving you a discount, and you can get a ticket for $110. So we welcome anyone to come in. It should be a great afternoon. Very enjoyable, and yeah, come along. Thanks, Sean. No worries, Dave.